Wait, is that it? What do you... Really? Only 2 events? Game, please. The crew 2, please. How's it poppin', everyone? Craptastic Jack here. Welcome back to another video. And today we're going to be talking about the Crew 2's new season 3 update. Which was released the other day. I'm finally getting around to talking about it. So kicking off, we have the new time trial game mode. It's called the US Speed Tour East, and I personally believe that the Crew 2 should have featured more updates and more events like this before they did all the stunt stuff, before they did all the hovercrafts. Like, I'm talking way back when the game first came out. More stuff like this for touring car. People have been asking for touring car events for a while, and at least the one event that I played was featured touring car. And now you may be asking, why'd you only play one event? Well, that's the problem. There's only one event available at launch for the Speed Tour. The rest all say coming soon, coming soon, coming soon, coming soon, you know? There's only 2 available, one of which is for street racing, the other is for touring car, and the one for street racing is just a skinned track that was already in the game. They did say that they're gonna be adding in a bunch of those, but at the same time, releasing 2 at launch and then only one of them being one of the new events does not really leave a good first impression, in my personal opinion. Wait, is that it? What do you... Really? Only 2 events? Game, please. The Crew 2, please. I'm actually like enjoying these events, these Speed Tour events. But come on, only 2 events at launch? Wow, they're giving drip feeding a new meaning. But I did enjoy the event. I actually played it twice. And these kind of time trials can be really cool if you can get a couple friends on board and try and go after their times. I think that's really what they're there for. But at the same time, and it fits the game well, like having this whole like coast to coast, you're kind of like cannonballing, you know? That's kind of what it felt like to me. But however, because they only released one event, I can't really get a good grasp on it. I enjoyed the event and I can't wait to play more. I guess that says enough for me personally, because the stunt stuff I really just played for a couple minutes and then never touched again. This I actually do want to go back and play a little more, you know, when more get released. So that is a plus. But yeah, the stunt stuff really wasn't thought out that well. Same with the police stuff, and I'm a sucker for the police stuff. But at the same time, those previous seasons were not really thought out. They felt like just holdovers. This is kind of the same way, except I think it fits the mantra of the game a bit better. Just the time trials and everything. It's actual proper racing, which I'm kind of glad to see back in with updates in this game. And I'm just not a big fan of the Crew 2 and Ivory Tower drip feeding content. I understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to make so little content stretch out for longer periods of time to keep people interested in coming back. But again, it just doesn't set a good first impression when only 2 events are available at the start. And I know the street racing event is available as an alpha event during the summit, but still that doesn't really solve the issue that there's only 2 events, 3 if you count that, available at launch for the new mode. I was kind of hoping 5, 6, or like a good chunk of events would be ready to go. Now, this event is a little bit on the longer side. You're racing from New York all the way down to Daytona Beach. So it's going to be a good 4 or 5 minutes, 6 minutes even. But still, that doesn't excuse the fact that there's only one of these events. And speaking of new content, we also have 3 new cars available today. The Pontiac GTO The Judge, the Porsche Carrera 911 RSR Turbo, and the KTM X-Bow. And then you also get the Judge available as a rally raid and a street raid. A street raid? A street raid? Street race. The street race version is available just as a regular car. I was driving her around. It's a lot of fun. I'm a sucker for old 70s muscle cars. It's my Ivory Tower alarm. I must have said something wrong. All right, before this storm comes and vaporizes me, we do need to continue to talk about the cars. And there are more cars in the Motor Pass. However, I refuse to buy the Motor Pass, so yeah, let's just move on. And we also have 11 free vanity tires that do affect your car's performance. I still do not like how vanity items can affect your performance. I believe that's what the parts should be there for. However, I do like how they are evening the playing field somewhat, because originally you had to get those through the summit or through crew credits, but now you just have them there for free if you want. And of course, we'll move on to the big elephant in the room, the quality of life updates. Okay, one of the ones I really want to give credit to Ivory Tower for is the ability to just quickly swap parts from one car to another. It makes transferring parts so much easier, so much more streamlined. When it makes it so much easier to put a bunch of new parts on a car you just bought, or if you want to use this car for a race but it's not fully maxed out, you can just quickly swap parts from one car to another. Okay, you see this little thing at the bottom here. It says switch all equipped parts to another vehicle. I'm gonna hit a right stick. I'm gonna go to the car we've been driving because it's a lot of fun. I'm gonna switch selected parts to this vehicle. And now it's perf level 305, and now I think this is the fastest car that we have. It's so I feel like it should have been in the game from the start, but it is so nice to have that in. I gotta applaud Ivory Tower for that. Better late than never, I guess you could say. I do hope that at some point they rehaul the whole mailbox system, the whole loot system in general, because cleaning out your mailbox still takes it takes a good chunk of time out of the actual game experience, and it's just not fun. Like, it's just very tedious. So that's something I hope that they do work on in the future. But other than that, I do gotta applaud them for the loot system, being able to transfer parts from one car to another. That's fantastic. And of course, the main subject of my video the other day, the checkpoints are being changed throughout a bunch of different races. Now, a lot of players probably aren't even gonna notice because a lot of the changes are quite slight, you know, just moving checkpoints a couple feet to left or right to make sure so you can't take a course this way, or you can't take a shortcut, or just completely go off-road in some sections. Some races they put in some props, some barriers to prevent you from going around. Most people aren't really gonna notice, but if you're a competitive player or a pro player, you're definitely gonna notice. We'll see if some shortcuts come up after this, some exploits come in after this. And there are, however, some races that didn't get upgraded or updated. There are still some exploits in some races, such as the Bronx Hypercar has quite a bit of exploits, and also in this hypercar race where I think you're going through the Red Rock Rocks area of Las Vegas. I forgot what it's called, but there's still quite a couple exploits there where you can just go completely off the course and just take lines off-road in hypercars. So they do need to fix some races, but overall, the majority of races, I believe 50 out of 70, are actually improved in some way. Time will tell if there still needs to be some fixing. And there are still some races that do need to be fixed. But other than that, that's pretty much it for the Crew 2's update. Overall, it's one of the Crew 2's better updates, probably one of their better updates in a long while. I'm just massively disappointed that we didn't get to see more of the US Speed Challenge tour on launch. There's so many more. I actually wanted to play more of it, but unfortunately we only had 2 events available at the start, and I think that's just massively disappointing. They should have launched with a few more. But the quality of life upgrades are very much welcome. I know I skipped over a few, but overall they're very much welcome. The new tires are cool and all. New cars, the GTO Judge is really cool. I really enjoyed that car. I must have said something wrong again. There it goes. But overall, I really am enjoying the update. But that's it for me tonight. Thank you all for tuning in. If you want to see more content on the Crew 2, be sure to subscribe down below. I also play the Crew 2 on Twitch every once in a while, so be sure to check me out on Twitch at CraptasticJack as well. But that's it for me tonight. Thank you all for tuning in. I'll see you all in my next video. Have a good night, everyone.